Hello, my name is Melissa, and we are reading That Is Not a Good Idea by Mo Willems. So he's the author of this book, and he's the illustrator. That means he wrote the words, and he drew the pictures for this book. So in this book, we have Hungry Fox, we have Plump Goose, and we have the goslings right here. And plump is a word that some people use. It's a nicer way to say that she's a little chubby, she's a little fat, and usually people use it when they're talking about chickens or ducks or other birds, that kind of thing. So sometimes you may hear people go to the store and say they're looking for a plump bird for Thanksgiving or Christmas. And so now this book talks about safe and unsafe people. Sometimes in real life we have to deal with safe and unsafe people. So what are some examples of safe people? And the students respond. They could say parents, grandparents, teachers, police officers, that kind of thing. How can you tell someone's a safe person or not? And the students respond. They can say things like maybe they're kind, maybe they help you make safe choices, maybe they help keep you safe, that kind of thing. All right, well, let's take a closer look at this book and see if we can find out which of these characters is safe or unsafe. So let's find out. Let's see if we can figure it out. All right, so let's take a look. That Is Not a Good Idea by Mo Willems, written and illustrated. Now I notice that our two characters, Hungry Fox and Plump Goose, make eye contact and neither of them seems afraid of each other. Why do you think that is? And they can come up with lots of reasons for that. They can say things like, oh, he's excited to they can explain why they think he's excited to see her and why she doesn't seem afraid of him. And so the students are going to give their answers. What luck! Dinner. Yeah. Now, many years ago, when your great-great-grandparents were kids, movies used to look like this. They would have words on a screen like this, but there would be no picture with the words. And then they would have the actual actors doing something on screen. And there would be no talking. You wouldn't hear anyone speaking. So that was before they figured out how to put speaking parts in movies. So movies used to be called silent movies because there'd be no sound. There wouldn't be any sound effects. There wouldn't be any, well, there'd sometimes be music playing separately, but it wouldn't be in the movie. Excuse me, would you care to go for a stroll? Now, stroll is a fancy word for a walk. That's right, yeah, it's like a slow, steady, casual walk. Maybe you're not in a hurry. You're just enjoying yourself, enjoying looking at the area around you. And so he's asking her, do you want to go on a nice, slow, easy walk with me? Maybe somewhere nice. Now I wonder why her cheeks are red and she's looking away. And he's kind of got a silly grin on his face. He's kind of bowing a little bit. So how do you think they're feeling? Oh, you think maybe she's feeling a little shy? Maybe he's feeling a little bit goofy, a little bit apprehensive. Yeah, that could be. He could be a little concerned about how she'll react. Sure. That is not a good idea. Should you go for a stroll with someone you don't know, someone who's not, who you've never met? Probably not a good idea. Would you care to continue? Continue is a fancy word for to keep going, to keep doing something. Our walk into the deep, dark woods. Should you go on a walk somewhere with a stranger you don't know into deep, dark woods? Sounds fun. That's what she says. Should you say that? That is really not a good idea. Would you care to visit my nearby kitchen? I would love to. That is really not a good idea. Would you care to boil some water for soup? And boil is just a word that means that you're going to heat up water, you're going to turn on the stove, and you're going to put the pot on the stove, and you're going to keep the water heating until there's bubbles forming in the water. And this is something that your parents or a responsible adult should help you with or do for you. This is not something you should do by yourself yet. Certainly, I do love soup. She looks hungry. That is really, really, really not a good idea. Would you care to look at my soup? A key ingredient is missing. No, he wants her to look into the pot. Now, ingredient is a fancy word. It just means something you put into a recipe to make something. So if you're making cookies, it might be flour or sugar or chocolate chips. If you're making dinner, it could be chicken or beef or turkey. Things like that are all ingredients. That is really, 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 really not a good idea. Oh, a key ingredient is missing. So let's take a look back here real quick. Now remember how they're looking right here in this photo. How are they both feeling? She looks a bit, you think she looks a bit eager, like she's excited to taste the soup? Oh, he's got a suspicious grin on his face, doesn't he? That doesn't seem like a nice grin. What do you think the missing ingredient is? You think it's going to be the goose? You think it's going to be the goslings? Do you think it's going to be the fox? Let's find out. Let's find out. That is really, 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 really not a good idea. Oh, a key ingredient is missing. You. Zoom. Whomp. Splash. Oh my. Well, we did try to warn him. Oh, he's even got a napkin tied around his neck for a bib. So he's about to eat. They're all about to eat. More soup, children? The end. All right. So why do unsafe people sometimes look like safe people? And then they answer that sometimes unsafe people may want to pretend to be safe in order to trick you. And what should you do if you think someone is not a safe person? Yeah, you can go ask an adult you do know for help. Yeah, you can call the police if you have a phone. Yeah, if they're trying to take you away somewhere, or they're trying to hurt you, you can get a hold of a phone and try to get away if you can. Yep. Yeah, those are all good ideas. All right. Well, thank you very much for reading this story with me, and we'll read another book next time.